Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program 2, where today we are going to be heading back into the training center to try out the new tutorials the game has, as I'm quite intrigued to see what the rest are like. I was very happy with the vast improvement in tutorials that we saw in the last episode, so yeah, I'd like to check out the others as well. But before we do, I actually want to head back out to a runway to mess around with the truck that I was working on in the last episode, and oh boy, why are there two of them? Huh? I'm confused. Oh well, let's pick this one, the first one. Yeah, just launch from there. Wonderful. I don't know why that's the thing, but okay. Oh god, why are you bringing up all these? I thought we already went through these things. Oh well, just click through them all quickly. There we go. And yeah, so off cam, I was trying to reproduce my old truck design I used to always love making in KSP, but we noticed a couple of things. Let's turn on the brakes. There we go. One is that the new lander can here, or well, the Mark 1 Explorer, is a lot heavier than the old Mark 1 lander can. So it's it was very front heavy. So to counteract that, I did have to extend this thing out by one more of these little strut pieces here, and added more batteries, a lot more batteries. Also some more plating down here, and of course a ladder so we can more easily get on and off, and it still is kind of leaning forward. It does seem to be better balanced now, which I am very happy about, but why is it backwards? Did I build this thing backwards? We never really figured it out last time because we went to a launch pad and we couldn't actually drive off the launch pad because there's no ramp anymore. Oh my god, did I make this thing backwards? Perfect. Okay, well, let's... yeah, skip the countdown, heck with it. Just roll. Yep, it's backwards. Of course I would do that. Of course I would. Oh, magnificent. Alright, I'll have to fix that off camera. But besides that wonderful just mess up, I'm actually pretty pleased with how it turned out here. I mean, I'm still not entirely happy that it is, you know, longer now. But yeah, that Explorer here, that command pod is just so freaking heavy. But, oh well, what are you gonna do? That's just the life we've got to deal with now here in the game. Though I do wish there was another smaller one, but oh well, oh well. Jeb's having fun with his new truck that is entirely reversed. I'm also having to hit left to go right and vice versa. What have I done? It also seems wider, I'm just now realizing. Huh, yeah, I think everything is a little bit bigger from KSP1. Huh. Oh well, revert. Yeah, revert to, you know, just recover the vessel. Sure. There we go. And close. Wonderful. Alright, yeah, I'll have to fix that thing later so that it's the proper way around. Oh, did I? Oh, yeah, then I've got to go to training center. There we go. I'm used to in KSP1 where once you do recover the vehicle, it goes back to the Kerbal Space Center by default. So that's something to get used to. But let's go with missing the ground. And let's see, what do we got here? Learn how to miss the ground and make an orbit. Ooh, so are these going to take a lot longer to do because we're probably going to actually have to get into orbit? Stacked decoupler merging workspaces. Didn't we also learn about the decoupling last time? Radial boosters and symmetry, editing and staging stacks, throttle nav ball. Yeah, well, what the hell? Let's get going. Yes, roll. Roll forward and let us learn from page. So yeah, I was very impressed with the tutorials last time, so I would like to see them. Again, just like I was saying last time, we're going to be learning a lot of the same things we already know, but... oh well, I'm intrigued to see how they're presenting it here, and who knows, we may learn something entirely new that either I've forgotten about from KSP1, or perhaps a new mechanic here in this game. So let us certainly go and check these things out, which does mean, since there's the 4 sort of tutorial categories in there, probably going to be the, you know, first 4 episodes of this series before we go on to more exploration and things of that variety. Really gotta fix that truck, though, because that truck's the thing I wanted to use to, you know, explore the Space Center. Granted, it's slow because it is so large. Maybe I should make something smaller and faster.
Missing the ground.
Uh-huh.
If you want to visit space for more than a couple of minutes, you'll need to get to orbit.
Very true.
An object is in orbit when it's moving sideways so quickly that even as gravity causes it to fall, it keeps missing the ground.
Yay, learning!
As long as that object isn't slowed down by anything, it follows the same path every time it goes around the body it's orbiting. Forever. If that object is a Kerbal, it is recommended that they bring lots of snacks.
Ha!
So since your goal is to move horizontally at a high speed, why not launch sideways?
Well, that rocket wouldn't go well.
The atmosphere is like a thick soup. You waste a lot of fuel trying to fly through it horizontally. By launching vertically, you cut through the thickest part of the atmosphere as quick as possible. Most orbital rockets begin tilting toward the horizon soon after they leave the launch pad. This maneuver, called a gravity turn, uses the planet's gravity to turn the ship and reduces the amount of fuel needed to achieve a stable orbit. When launching near the equator, your gravity turns should point toward the east, since your vehicle gets a free boost from the planet's rotation. Thanks, planet! Once a vehicle is moving quickly enough that its arc will take it above the atmosphere, it shuts down its engines and coasts to space. Once it nears the top of that arc, the vehicle needs to fire its engines a second time to keep itself from falling back down to the planet. Doing this turns that arc into a nice big circle. Congratulations! You've missed the ground.
Wonderful! I do love these little, you know, educational videos. All right, good times. Yeah, they are very fun little, neat little educational videos. I like them. They are very cool. They could certainly be something you could show to a classroom to teach about, you know, orbital mechanics. That's pretty fun. Which was always one of the great things about KSP-1, you know, it was used quite a bit for educational purposes. So hopefully they continue that trend here in KSP-2. Which, I mean, assuming the video we just watched, probably gonna be the case. They just gotta get the thing
When you're making a rocket, it's often easiest to work top to bottom, tailoring each stage to carry the weight of everything above it. To give you a head start, I've already placed an upper stage, perfect for maneuvering in the vacuum of space. It could use another, more powerful stage to push it up to space from Kerbin's surface. Let's turn this vehicle into a multi-stage rocket.
Wonderful. Let us do it, Paige.
Anytime we intend to drop an empty stage after using all of its fuel, we connect it to the stage above it using a decoupler.
Yeah, of course.
A decoupler contains explosive bolts that, when activated by a staging action, eject the attached stage away from the rest of the vehicle.
And who doesn't love some explosive bolts?
Add that decoupler to the bottom of your rocket.
Got it.
We need to attach a larger, more powerful lower stage to the bottom of your rocket. To keep things simple, I've whipped up a new lower stage in another workspace. You can bring saved vehicles and other sub-assemblies into an in-progress workspace by merging it. Let's merge my lower stage into this VAB workspace.
And so that's what they were talking about with the merging. I was kind of wondering when I saw that name, as like stack decouplers and merging? Merging what? I forgot you can make sub-assemblies and the like.
World, this list would show all of your saved workspaces. Here in the simulator, I'm only showing you the lower stage you need to merge.
Got it. Click merge.
Now that the lower stage has been merged into your current workspace, you can see it next to the upper stage. Select the lower stage and connect it to the decoupler beneath the upper stage to create a single two-stage rocket.
And done.
Perfect. Merging is a very powerful tool. Anytime you want to reuse a particular booster, lander, or other element from an existing rocket, merging saves you the hassle of making the same thing over and over.
Good times. All right, next. Let's launch this baby. All right. Yeah, I really do like these little tutorials. They are wonderful. Oh, I can't wait to see what the next educational videos, though, are going to be in the next two tutorial major categories. which are much smaller, so I assume they're going to be a lot more complicated and have a lot more to do. These first two, you know, the first one we did last time was 7 different tutorials, and then this one was 6 question mark, I think. 6 sounds right. So yeah, I think the next one though was only like 4, was it? Ah, boy, I don't remember. Me trying to remember something like that? Never gonna work. Alright, so I assume now we're going to be on the launch pad, though who knows, it may start us up much higher in the atmosphere, considering how we were getting some of the flight tutorials last time. Sometimes it did teleport us up into midair already. Oh no, we're still in the
Space
VAB!
rockets sometimes need an extra boost.
Uh-huh.
In a rare case of rocket scientists naming something well,
symmetry,
these
yeah.
additional rocket engines are called boosters. Boosters are attached to the sides of a vehicle to keep them out of the way of the main engines. Solid fuel rockets make great boosters.
They do.
They produce a very high thrust for a short time. Let's attach some boosters to the sides of your vehicle.
Got it. Continue.
We'll start by attaching 4 radial decouplers that will eject the spent boosters when they're empty. To make sure that these decouplers are evenly spaced and aligned with one another, you'll be using the symmetry tool.
All right, which we've already used when making our truck last time. Magnificent. Okay, I did that. We have the 4. Is it wanting something else? Oh, I can all. Oh, no, that's what it was. Okay, that's actually new. I've just been clicking this the whole time. But I had to reread that bit over there. It was, oh yeah, right-click it. That's actually pretty nifty.
Now when you place a part on one side of your rocket, 3 more evenly spaced duplicates will appear around the rocket. Go ahead and add 4 radial decouplers.
Got it.
Good. Now attach it as shown.
Boom.
Perfect. Now you've got 4 radial decouplers exactly where they need to be.
Excellent. Thank you for showing me, Paige.
Let's attach those solid fuel boosters.
Yes. The best of things.
Since you're still in 4x symmetry mode, simply attach this booster to one of the decouplers you just placed. That will attach copies of that booster to the remaining decouplers.
Wonderful, and done.
Great job. You've finished your orbital rocket. You can symmetrically place up to 8 parts at once. A feat that could until now only be achieved by certain sea creatures.
Okay, that was good. That was a good line. All right, continue, and next. On to the next thing. Okay, so we've built the rocket. Now are we going to launch? I would assume. What else? Then we might need like a control surface. It might want us to do that next or something. Maybe? Oh, no, I think the next bit was, we'll still be on the VAB. I think it was editing, editing the staging, I think. If I'm remembering correctly, which as I brought up moments ago, I don't normally. Oh, no. But yeah, I remember one of them being about editing the staging, so I think that's probably what we're going to go with next. Really don't need much control surfaces on a rocket like this, but perhaps. Always kind of weirds me out that after the loading thing, it briefly goes back to the Kerbal Space Center. Yep, editing staging.
Rocket, you need to plan the order of your staging events. Nobody wants to start out their flight by popping their parachute, right?
Been there.
Most parts that can be staged are automatically assigned to stages. Their activation order can be seen in the staging stack. You can change when staging events occur by moving them between stages. You can also add, remove, and reorder stages. Best of all, you can do this in both the VAB and in flight.
Oh, if you got to do it in flight, though, you've definitely done something wrong. Again, though, been there, done that.
Begins at the bottom of the staging stack. You want your boosters and main engine to fire together for maximum thrust. The solid fuel boosters are currently in the second stage. If we don't change anything, the boosters will ignite late and detach themselves at the same time. This would be embarrassing for everybody, so let's move the boosters down to stage 1.
Embarrassing, yes, but amusing. Alright, down we go.
Your solid fuel boosters burn very hard and very fast, so they will run out of fuel first. Even though your main engine and boosters will activate at the same time, You want to drop the empty boosters before you drop your main engine. You'll add a new stage above stage 1 to do one thing. Activate the radial decouplers to jettison your spent boosters.
Got it.
Now move all 4 radial decouplers from stage 4 to your new stage 2.
Wonderful.
All done. Your remaining stages are set up so that stage 4 will activate your orbital stage's engine. Stage 5 will detach the orbital stage's fuel tank when it's empty. And stage 6 will deploy your landing parachute. Thanks to you, this rocket is ready to fly.
Sweet. Which I assume we now do next. Maybe. Again, unless it wants control surfaces, but I don't remember what each of the different things were. So... Alright, so let's check this next one out. And see what we're going to be encountering then. I'm going to assume we're going to be on the launch pad now. I'm just going to roll with that assumption. And try to get this thing into orbit, which I assume, like with the other flight stages or the flight tutorial we did last time, we'll probably take off, then it'll teleport us to like a point midway up, like, okay, now you do your turn. Then once we've done the turn, teleport us again.
We're ready to light this candle.
Yeah!
In this flight, you're going all the way to orbit. I'll walk you through the process of launching, executing a gravity turn to get moving sideways, coasting to orbital altitude, and doing a final burn at the top of your arc to establish a stable orbit.
Thank you for the help, Paige.
Before we begin, let's talk about the nav ball. The nav ball shows your vehicle's orientation relative to the horizon. The blue half of the ball represents the sky, and the brown half represents the ground. The level indicator at the center shows your vehicle's orientation. When you turn, the ball turns. When you roll, the ball rolls. Assuming you want your rocket pointed at the sky, you'll want to see lots of blue on the nav ball. If you get confused, remember this rhyme. If the nav ball's brown, you're going down.
Okay, which I gotta admit, out of all the control things, I actually quite like a lot of the UI control stuff in the game as it stands right now. The nav ball's the one I don't. I find this so much harder to read than in KSP1. I mean, I like that we've got, you know, these all around here, etc. But the actual, like, main thing here, I find so much harder to read than in KSP1. Plus, I wish it was centered. I should look into... I don't know if we can move that or not. I haven't looked into that, but... yeah, I don't like it being over there. It was much easier controlling when it was, like, right in my center of field, or center of view. But, okay, continue.
At launch, you want all your engines at maximum thrust,
Mm-hmm.
which means you need to set your throttle at 100%. Your solid fuel boosters are way ahead of you on this. They have no setting other than full throttle, and they can't be shut off once they're lit. Once you hit the go button, they'll go full tilt until they run out of fuel. Still, your main engine's throttle is in your control.
Got it.
You
Throttle
can set
up.
your main throttle. Your fuel levels
kind
are
of skipped around
visible
that a
in the
little.
staging stack. Right now, you can see that your main engine and 4 boosters are all topped off and ready to rumble. It's time to go. At the start, all you need to do is fly straight up. I'll check back in with you once those boosters are empty. Good luck.
We have 2 L's here. Press spacebar or click, click, click on the button to launch. Got it. All right, go! Away! Yay! To space with Valentina. I mean, I prefer Jeb, but, you know, yeah, works. All right, good times, good times. Just continue to fly upward. We'll be good to go until Paige comes back to tell me the next thing to do. Wonderful. I assume once we run out of solid fuel and it tells me, okay.
All right, so it's time to start your gravity turn.
Mm-hmm.
A gravity turn uses the pull of the planet's gravity to help bend your vertical ascent into a horizontal arc. It's the first step to entering orbit. For our first flight to orbit, we're going to start our gravity turn up to where the air is thin, at an altitude of around 10,000 meters. To show you where to aim your rocket, I've placed a target marker on your nav ball.
Cool. Also, I got ahead of myself again just by, you know... oh, what's the word I'm looking for here? Oh my god, my brain is blanking on things. Habit? Yeah, habit works. Just out of habit, I hit spacebar to, release the engines, and I think we skipped a page, which was telling us to do that, but still, I continue.
First, we need to get to 10,000 meters.
Mm-hmm. So I'm supposed to be going to the target, right? Oh, well, tell me first, just get to 10,000 meters, okay. Then we go for the little target thing.
You're going to yaw towards the east so that the target marker is in the center of the nav ball. Your vessel and nav ball should look like this example video if you're performing the gravity turn correctly.
Mm-hmm. Let's roll. And a little bit more. I released too soon. Ooh, it's not one to go all the way. Fair. Yeah, we'll get there eventually. And almost. Get it.
To make Kerbin's gravity work for you. You're now on track to establish an orbit.
Mm-hmm.
Your current stage's fuel is empty. Let's drop it and activate your deep space engine.
Get it.
Great job. Your rocket is on its way to orbit. As you gain experience, you can make your gravity turns more efficient by starting to tilt your rocket soon after liftoff. Adjusting course with a series of small corrections instead of one big one will leave you with a lot more fuel when you get to orbit.
Too true.
Turning immediately after launch requires a very stable rocket. So if you ever have trouble keeping the pointy end up, you can try the simplified wait and turn method we use today.
Okay. And on to the next. Where I assume it'll now show us the final bit. I wonder if it'll have us deorbiting. Maybe that might be a little bit too advanced for now. Poor Valentine's just gonna be stuck up there. Granted, it's a simulator, so she's really not, but... Hope she has snacks. The video did say to bring along a lot of good snacks, so we're gonna have to make sure about that. Oh, I missed the snacks mod. That was one of my favorite mods back in KSP1. The simplified food mechanics.
We're on a ballistic trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
If no further adjustments are made, your rocket will eventually fall back down to the ground. Our objective is to turn this arc into an orbit. The process of turning your trajectory into a circular orbit is called circularization. Partial credit to the rocket people on that one. It does have the word circle in it, but it's really hard to say.
Okay.
When planning and executing orbital maneuvers, you'll want to switch to map view, where you can see every part of your current trajectory.
Got it. To the map.
The blue arc passing through your vehicle is its current trajectory, the path your rocket will follow if you don't touch the controls anymore. Our goal is to make that arc into a circular orbit. After you've coasted nearly to the top of this arc, you're going to point forward, and then you're going to ignite your engine. If you time this burn right, you'll never quite get to the top of the arc, as it'll keep widening in front of you until it wraps all the way around the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Let's break that down a little more. The top of your arc has a helpful tag in map view. It's called the apoapsis, abbreviated as AP. You're going to max out your throttle before you pass this point.
Get it.
We're paused at just before the apoapsis. We want to go faster in the direction we're already moving, so we need to make sure our rocket is pointed forward. There's a handy marker on your nav ball called the prograde marker. That represents your forward direction. Use the Stability Assist System, or SAS, to point your vessel at that marker.
Gotta love the SAS.
You're all lined up and ready to go. The next step is to go max throttle. It can take time for your arc to fully expand into an orbit. If you look closely at where your trajectory meets the ground, you'll see it moving toward the horizon.
Okay. And of course, Z to go throttle all the way up.
Once your trajectory reaches all the way around the planet, you'll see another marker on your orbit. This is the periapsis, or PE, the lowest point in your orbit. It'll always live on the opposite side of your orbit from the apoapsis, or highest point. By burning prograde near your apoapsis, you increase the altitude of your periapsis, the lowest point on your orbit.
Thank you, Paige.
Here's the most important thing to remember about setting up an orbit above an atmosphere. Your periapsis must be higher than the atmosphere, or your rocket will start to slow down every time it dips into the upper atmosphere. On Kerbin, that means every part of your orbit must be higher than 70 kilometers.
Got it. 70 kilometers.
Keep your eye on your trajectory for now, and I'll tell you if your periapsis is safely out of the atmosphere.
It is now.
Your orbit is fully out of the atmosphere. Cut the throttle.
Got it.
You did it! You're in orbit!
Yay!
This is what I usually tell you to look under your seat in the simulator, where you'd find a delicious celebratory treat. Sadly, since the vending machine in the astrodynamics lab broke down, it has gotten very difficult to hide snacks anywhere at KSC.
No!
Take a moment to admire your first orbit.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, you've given yourself a mind snack.
A mind snack.
Way better than the edible kind, anyway. Right? Right?
No, Paige, I want that snack. Also, our Kerbal changed. We have Billman Kerman. Alright. Click. And end tutorial. Wonderful. Well, that went nice. And yeah, just like the first group of tutorials we did last time, I really do like these. So far, besides the right-clicking on the symmetry thing to open up that little menu, which was very handy, nothing else was really new there for us. But again, we played a lot of KSP. Thinking maybe in the more advanced ones, perhaps there'll be some new mechanics in here that maybe we'll get. I don't know. But for the time being, back to the VAB. Also, what the... Why am I'm in the Kerbal Space Center view, but I have all the rocket stuff. Something broke. We still have Bartholomew Kerman over here. Yeah, something broke. Something broke. Well, I was gonna go back into the VAB and mess around with our truck a bit more, but... just like last time with the last couple of minutes we have, but I think I'm gonna end it here, because I'm gonna have to... probably. Well, oh no, hold on. You can just go back to... Yeah, use that button. Oh, sweet, we're good. Well, yeah, in we go. Sure, why not? Alright, wonderful. I think I'm gonna have to rebuild the truck from the start. Just because of its being flipped around. Which, come on, how is it backwards, though? That makes no sense with how it placed the command pod. Because I didn't move the command pod. God, this is all another reason why, I said it last time, I really wish they still had a spaceplane hangar. Because, I mean, we wouldn't have made that mistake in the spaceplane hangar, one would assume. But, yeah, no, it's forward. That's the forward view. Huh. Why is it reversed then? I'm very confused. Huh. I wonder if it was maybe just something that was wrong with, how it loaded. Let's just go to launch real quick, see what happens. If it's backwards again, then yeah, it's super messed up. It's super messed up. Revert to VAB. Yeah, that's weird. We're the correct orientation in the VAB, but out here, we're the wrong way around. Which, not good. I wonder, because when I started building the truck last time, I'm pretty sure we selected the command pod first when we were still in rocket orientation. And I wonder if doing that is why it is messed up and rotated. It still seems strange that would be the case, but that's the only thing I can think. So, yeah, that's very... You know what, actually, but when we get back into the VAB, let's load in, like, a plane or something to see what way it's facing, because that makes no sense, because it's facing what looks like the correct way in the VAB. Seriously, though, add back the spaceplane hangar. It was so much better. Give me two different buildings. Not only is it nicer to separate them in my mind, but it's also nice just having a different building to go to. All right, let's open. Come on, there we go. And plane. Load. So we should be facing... Oh my god, no. Okay, yeah. That's front, which is weird. Shouldn't we be facing, like, the plane thing? And also, it makes sense with how the floor is, that would be forward. Okay, well, note to self, the VAB is a very strange place, which just does not make sense to me. You'd think, again, that way would be forward for planes, and plus, again, the floor, I mean, your main bit is angling out that direction. Oh, well, we learned something today, though, here. Planes are the wrong way around in this. Got it. All right, well, off camera, I'll fix the truck. get that all going. And I'll probably also build a smaller little vehicle too, so that we can, maybe move around the Kerbal Space Center a little bit more quickly later on. But that's gonna be it for today. Hopefully, why do I have two? Oh, one is an autosave. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Well, yes, for today, hopefully you all have enjoyed, and you do come back for the next one. We'll do the next tutorial segment. But until that... Oh, no, wrong way. Until that time, there we go. Thank you for watching, and as always, well, have a good one.